Welcome back into episode 34. So this week is an exciting week for me. I finally found a good powder coater and sandblaster and sent loads of things off to him, and yesterday I picked them all back up. So the first thing I got was the upper control arm. That's been sandblasted nicely now. It's completely clean. I got him to tape up the ball joint because I don't want to damage that. I believe the ball joints are fine, but they need the new dust boot going on. So I'm going to cut that off and measure and order some new ones for that. Then he also did the spindle, so that's been powder coated, sandblasted of course. I can now, with the bushes that arrived last week, reassemble this, get that ready to go back on the car. There's a lot of other bits that he's done that I'll give you a look over through this video. But for now, let's dive into the video, see how we get on. Please remember to click subscribe and like each of the videos as well if you could, please.
So the other parts that came back are the knuckle, hub and calipers. You can see how the knuckle came up. It looks fantastic. I didn't know we can actually powder coat this, but I think it looks really good. So that'll keep that really safe. The hub has come back. I mean, that has been pretty aggressively cleaned up. It is in a bit of a rusty state or corroded state. Obviously it needs new bearings and things, which I've got, but it's looking a damn sight better, I think. I don't know whether I should be protecting that, whether I should spray it with clear lac or something like that. Let me know what you think about that. And the caliper, I asked him not to kill the caliper because I was trying to save the the piston and the rings and things. It looks like it probably needs replacing anyway, but that's come up a lot better. I'm going to be spraying that up, so I'm not too worried if it's cleaned up too clean. But they're looking good, so I can progress those a little bit more. And a fairly minor thing, but the cam the cam carrier covers had this sort of plate that basically just hides the rubber stops that allow you to take the cam carrier off. Mine were in a hell of a state, so I've had those powder coated up as well, and that looked pretty neat. I think it looks quite clean. My engine is going to be sort of black and aluminium, so I think they fit really well. Right, you recognise this as the site of all my hitting. This is where I bashed the upper control arms, the same piece of wood. Right, let's go tap around this and just see how corroded on it is. I've already buzzed around with my drill just to get the sort of debris off in case that's creating extra friction. But let's just see if it is going to make any movement. There we go. Okay, that's coming off now. Yeah, we can just see it moving down. I'm not sure you can see from there. So it was rusted on. So I also need this top collar off as well, by the looks of it, on there, because that obviously holds this on. I assume it must just pop off. I haven't actually looked at it yet. I can hit it off like this as well. There we go. Right, so the old strut can go away. There's that collar, and this is basically what the spring sits on. A little bit rusty, needs a bit of work, but serviceable. So I'll do the same with the other spring. Sorry, other shock, and report back. As you know, this suspension has been a focus of mine for the last, it's probably a month now, maybe even a little bit longer. And one of the problems I had was what to do with the dampers. So these dampers are shot. I push them in, pull them out, and they don't return or anything. And I've searched and searched, trying to find the right ones, the wrong ones, and just trying to work out what to do. And then a fellow 928 owner and viewer of this channel very kindly reached out and said that he had a full set of shocks, so all four, in his garage that he wasn't using, and he offered them to me. The problem was he lived in France, but just by fluke he was actually driving over to the UK, and we managed to make up a rendezvous point, and he gave me the goods. So basically, thank you very much, Dave, for those. They're here now.
And I think, I'm quite excited because I think I've got everything I need to put the suspension strut together again. Just looking here on the bench, I'll give you a pan over of what I've got. So I have the dampers, the spring, all the brackets and everything. I do need to paint up a few of the items. So I've got the top mount needs painting in rust preventer. And the little mount that the spring sits on needs painting up as well, or just doing something. I should have got this powder coated, I realise now, and I might try and get that done quickly. But I'm pretty sure that's everything we need to put the suspension back together. So with the upper control arm done, the lower control arms are in a box on the floor, they're already done. These done, the knuckles done, the hub's done. I think we can put it all back together. Actually, the hub I need to put those bearings in, so that's another job. But for the moment, today, what I'm going to do is paint up the top of this one here. I can't get that powder coated, so that's going to be painted up and ready. And then I might tentatively just reassemble the strut so we can have a look what it looks like and kind of just make sure I've got all the bits I need and in the right order, because that's going to be obviously going to be a problem for me. I've got all the parts diagram and things, so I should be able to work out how to do it. So that's really good. But again, big thank you to Dave for donating those parts. They do work, luckily. I can kind of show you that. If I press down on the strut, which actually hurt my hand, but that will return out. You probably can't tell from there, but that's stretching back out. So they seem serviceable, so we're going to put those on the car. And that's really cool. Saves me a lot of money and a lot of time, a lot of worry. So excellent.
Just finishing off on the powder coating stuff. I also had the cross member done, which I've just sort of lightly put in place. I don't like having the car up on axle stands without the cross member in, because I get worrying that it's going to sort of collapse in. And bear in mind there's no cross member for the engine to sit on, so this is a little bit flexible, I'd say, and I don't want to shatter the front screen, so I've just popped that back in there, but that looks fantastic. Nice and black, and the anti-roll bar's back. He's back with the brackets as well, all powder coated up, looking really good. Now I've got the bushes to go on here, so again that's another lump of work just waiting to be done now. I assume the bushes you just slide over the end here like this and sort of, you know, it's the only way they can go on, so they must just slide on. So I'll try and do that in the sort of coming weeks. But it's all coming together now, looking pretty good. Right, so next up on our little journey is I need to take the brake lines out of the wheel arches. I can't get it out from the other end, so what I'm going to do is the brake master cylinder. I can undo the pipe from this end and then thread it back. I'll probably end up cutting the other end, but I'll need to get it out anyway. But that will allow me to recondition the brake master cylinder as well, and the servo that's sitting there. Right, so I've moved to inside the engine bay, so I've got a bit more access to things. And I've even read up how to do the job, which is, as we all know, very rare for me. Right, so what I read is that I can lift this reservoir off, and it should just, if I can get that out of the way, let's unplug that for a minute. You're going to come undone. Usually have like a little connector. Okay, I don't want to break that, so let's just leave that for the minute. Should just waggle off. Just trying to get a better look in case it helps. What I'm trying to do is force or lift this up, and it's pushed into two rubber sort of bungs here and here, fittings. But obviously I don't want to crack the plastic reservoir, so I'm using this bit of metal to try and sort of spread any force. And it's largely working. And I can see it's lifting the reservoir up, but it's sort of, you know, it's clearly it's stuck in there. So I've spread a lot of my penetrating oil around, just and it's going to waggle up and down, let that sort of work its way in, while slowly sort of progressively sort of lifting it and trying to slowly get it out. There she goes. Right, so brake fluid coming out, which we need to get out of the way quick. Oops. Okay, well, it's good to wash the inside of the engine bay, I guess, right? I think we've got most of it being caught. There we go. Right. Right, with the reservoir out the way, I can now see more about what I'm trying to get out. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I started that sentence to say I can now see the 4th brake line here, but there isn't one, so I cancel that. So mine really does just have 3 brake lines coming off. So one of those must split as it goes to the rear. I'm just looking at what I need to do next, which looks like, put that one down. There's 2, one there and one there, 2 13mm nuts that hold on to the brake. I think it's called brake servo here. Got some penetrating oil on those. Okay, so all pipes are undone. That's undone. That's undone. That's undone. And the 2 nuts are taken off from the servo at the back there. So theoretically, this should come out. Because if I get this back brake line off first, but no, it won't. I don't know how that's going to come out of there because it's very tight. Not exactly a lot of space to manoeuvre it off of those studs. I guess it must come off. Let's see if I can get this this back brake line off first. That might help. It's always the way. Just when I turn the camera off, I get it done. Probably because I use a bit more force while you're not watching. So I just had to pull it a little bit harder. That's now out. That one's off. That one's off. So I'm just going to try to gently ease out the master cylinder. Now I hope I wanted to try and just pull some of this pipe work out the way a little bit. I'm hoping it will just come out, but I don't know how far it goes into the servo. And of course there's a whole host of things in the way. What am I stuck on now? There we are. Right. So it's free. And surprisingly it's not. There's like a plunger at the other end. It's surprisingly nicely bashed that, so we're looking good. I just need to manoeuvre it around this pipe work down here, which of course is... Ah, there we go. Always never as simple as it seems.
Right, so often I don't know when to finish the video. Is it based on, I've recorded enough stuff, or I get stuck, or I'm waiting for parts to come back? This is definitely I need advice. So I'm going to wrap up the video now and look to you guys to advise me what to do next. So I have the brake master brake cylinder off, whichever way around it is. I need to know what to do with it, so I'll give you a quick pan over it. You can see what sort of state it's in. Do I rebuild it? Do I replace any seals? Do I just put it back on the car? Should I be swapping it for another unit? Please leave comments, let me know what I should do with that. I've got one of the brake lines, the shortest of the front ones. In a UK car, that's the driver's side. That's stuck. I can't get it off in the wheel arch, so I'm going to have to cut it. If I cut it, should I buy a flaring tool and reuse that pipe? Or should I buy the, I've seen that you can buy a brake line making kit, so I can actually make new brake lines with a flaring tool. Should I do that, or should I be buying the Porsche original ones if I can find them? I don't think they make them anymore, so it'll have to be a used one. Advice on that, please. Then we come to the shock absorber. I'm going to, or the suspension strut, sorry. I'm going to get these lower sort of mounts that the spring sits on powder coated. So that's paused that work for a couple of days until they're done. the hubs. The hubs came back all powder coated. Sandblasted, but they're not powder coated. They're raw aluminium. Should I be spraying those? Should I lacquer them, or should I just leave them? Comments, please. Again, the bearings. I've got the new bearing set for the whole car. I can drive those out, but will I be able to push them back in? I've got C-clamps, you know, is that suitable to do that? Can I do it with that? Or should I take it to a garage to be done? Tell me what I should do on that one, please. What else is there? I think that's, the wings. So I want to paint undersill inside the wings. Should I be removing the wings so that I can do it more effectively? Knowing that I want to have the headlights out and the bar that the headlights sit on needs cleaning up, powder coating, whatever. Do I need to take the wing off, and is that, you know, a good way then to be able to paint all the inside with underseal? Again, comments please. Let me know what I should do with that front wing. If I need to take the wings off, then fine, I'll take them off. But if I don't, then let's not, you know, get carried away. I think they're all the questions I've got at the moment. So please, you know, give me your comments. You can either reply to the video or message me on Instagram. The link comes up somewhere, probably now. But as ever, thank you for watching, staying with me on this journey, liking the videos and all that sort of stuff. I'm hoping next week we can reassemble the suspension strut. Should be, I think I'll be able to get those powder coated in time. But let's leave it there, and I'll see you next time.